Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Lady of the House. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Or if you like this video, go ahead and click that like button. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you'll know each time I upload a new video. Okay, so today's video, I'm going to be making it's spaghetti, but it's a different twist on spaghetti. So first I picked up this Italian sausage and pepper pasta sauce, and I got it from Aldi's, or Aldi, however you say it, Aldi. And I also picked up these tri-colored noodles, and I'm going to be giving this a try. And it's going to be, I guess, kind of like a review video as well, because I will be letting you know how this tasted and things like that. So I have some bay leaves, some whole oregano, I have some basil leaves, some seasoned salt, I have my sauce and my pasta, I have some sugar, some salt and pepper, some butter, and some Heinz tomato paste in the pouch. I think you get like 5 of these in a box from the Dollar Tree. And I also have a whole tomato. I purchased these tomatoes when I went to the flea market, and you get like a basket of them. I think I maybe had like 4 or 5 of them, and they were, I think, $3 for the basket. And so I picked them up because it's been a while since I actually had a real tomato, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is boil your water for your noodles. I have them on a medium-high heat, and I salted my water, so I have some salt in my water. And then I have my meat, which is cooking right now, and I just seasoned it. I put it in the pan, and I just seasoned it with some seasoning salt, because there's nothing worse than tasting spaghetti and the sauce tastes great, but when you go to bite into the meat, it's really bland. So I like to make sure that my flavors are all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let my meat cook. And I'm going to come back once it's done browning, because nobody wants to sit around for that. So once it's done browning, I'll come back and I'll show you guys what my next step is. Okay, so my meat is in the process of browning. This is what it looks like. You want to make sure that you get this meat thoroughly cooked. I like my hamburgers medium well, and I eat it like that sometimes, but not all the time. But when you cooking a hamburger, or you're going to be mixing this with other foods, you just want to make sure that it's well done. And it's just safer and it tastes better. So go ahead and let your meat cook all the way down. I know there's quite a bit of oil in this pan, but I'm going to drain the oil off once I finish cooking it. I just want to make sure it's cooked thoroughly, and then I'll probably let it cook just a little bit more once I drain some of the oil off of it, just for extra doneness. And once that's done, I will show you how I prepare my sauce. Okay, so my meat is done cooking, and I've drained off the excess grease. And you do want to make sure that you drain off as much grease as possible, but just leave a little bit, because you don't want your spaghetti to be too dry or anything like that. So I turned my heat down to a medium low, and the first thing I'm going to do is add in the sauce. Smells good. I'm going to mix my sauce together with my meat. Then I'm going to take a half of jar of water. I'm just going to pour it into this jar. And I'm going to pour it into the spaghetti. Yes, it's going to make it really loose, because for some reason they just don't make spaghetti like they used to. Once upon a time, you didn't have to add this much water to it or add a paste to it. But I came from a time where we was just using a can of tomato paste and a couple of cans of tomato sauce, and everything else was on your own. You added everything else on your own. So I do like the bottle for convenience, but the sauce just isn't thick enough for me. So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to add this. And I'm sorry, this is Hunt's, y'all. I know I probably said Heinz or something earlier, but this is Hunt's. And I'm just going to take it out the pack and add it in. And I know I got 2 packs out. I'm going to see if I need the other pack once I finish stirring this in. And I probably am, because like I said, I like my sauce a little on the thick side. So I'm going to go ahead with my second thing of sauce, and it's only 2 tablespoons. So I'm actually adding 4 tablespoons tomato paste, which is probably equal to one of those little cans that you get from the grocery store, one of the little Walmart brands or something like that. So I'm going to add that. And that thickened it up a little bit. I still have some more in the cabinet, so if I need to add some more, I will. And I think I'm probably going to go ahead and add 1 more. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 more tomato paste. And then I'm going to go ahead, and to that I'm going to add, like, I want to say this is 2 tablespoons of butter. Gonna add some black pepper. Husband loves black pepper. I don't measure, so I'm sorry, you guys, if you're not, if you're into measuring. I don't measure. I just, well, not when I'm cooking. When I'm baking, I definitely measure. But when I'm cooking, this is the whole oregano. I don't measure, because I've been cooking spaghetti for so long. I pretty much, you know, can tell you when I got it right. And then you can always taste it to make sure it tastes like you want to. And that's how I learned to cook. My mom didn't sit me down and say, this is how you make this and this is how you make that. I learned when I started cooking, I can tell just by the way it tastes. If it tastes like mom's, then I was pretty much good to go. So that's how I learned how to do my cooking. And then as the years go on, you know, you learn how to add different things to it, you know, to make it taste different or to make it taste even better than before. And I forgot to mention, I also have some chopped garlic. And I love cooking with garlic. I mean, this just, the longer it cooks, the sweeter it gets. So I want to say that's like maybe a teaspoonful of garlic. Yeah, I'm going to add that in here. Then I'm going to mix it up. And then I'll go in with my sugar. Now, I usually just start out with like maybe, let me get a new spoon. like a tablespoon, and I just sprinkle it. And the reason why I use sugar, and you should all know by now, is because it takes away some of that acidity in the tomatoes. And I like my heartburn now is so terrible. I'm going to be burping this spaghetti for days, but it's not going to stop me from eating it. Then I'm going to go ahead and give it some salt, not too much, because all the people in this house, well, not all the people, but my husband and I have high blood pressure, so we kind of try to watch our salt. I don't think mine came from salt, but who knows. So I just kind of watch my salt. Then I'm going to add a bay leaf. Maybe I'll add that one, that little one. Okay, so I'll add a bay leaf. And then I'm going to go ahead and add these tomatoes that I diced up. I wish you guys could smell this tomato. This tomato smells so good. And I'm going to let these cook down. And I don't like to taste my spaghetti just yet. I like to wait until all the spices come together, and then I'll taste it. And then I may even add a little crushed hot pepper flakes to it, because my husband likes a little kick to his food now. When we first started dating, he didn't like hot stuff, but apparently he's into hot stuff now, so I try to give him a little kick with it. So we're just going to cover this as soon as I find a lid. I know y'all heard that noise. My apologies. Okay, is this big enough? Yep. Nope, I have to find my big lid. Okay, so once I find my big lid, I'm just going to cover this and let it simmer for maybe about 15 minutes or so, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm getting ready to boil my noodles, and I just like the colors of these noodles. That's why I chose them, and I love the shape of them. And I just thought that it would be a good video to make. So I hope you guys are really enjoying this video. I'm just going to let my noodles cook, and you want them to get kind of al dente style and not cook too much. You don't want them cooked thoroughly, because then they become mushy, and then it doesn't make, it just don't taste good. Well, it tastes good, but then it's too soft and there's no bite, so there's nothing to bite down on when you're cooking them. So just make sure you keep stirring them, and just wait until they're like not completely done, but done enough where you can get a bite down on them and get your teeth through them and they taste done. And then you can go ahead and take them out the pot and drain them. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so my noodles are almost done cooking, and I've added a little bit more spices to it, like salt and some sugar and some red pepper flakes. And see how it's a little thick now? It's just the consistency I like. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little taste. Okay. So let me tell y'all something. I'm from New Jersey. I'm originally from New Jersey. And we used to have this little carry-out type place that was downtown. And it was like a little greasy spoon, and it used to sell sell subs and everything, and you can go in there and get a sub. And they used to make this sub, this sausage and peppers sub, or submarine as y'all call it, but we used to just call it a sub sandwich. But they had this sausage and pepper sandwich, and it had onions on it and some tomato sauce. And when I tell you, this taste just took me right back home. I feel like I'm at like 10 years old in New Jersey eating sausage and pepper sandwiches. And yes, that's how we ate. So Oh my goodness. I want to go home. Not to stay, but I do want to go home. Okay, so once this is finished cooking, I will plate it up and I'll let you guys see what it looked like against the colorful noodles. And my noodles are almost done, so let me go and check on those. Okay, so this is what it looks like up against the different colored noodles. I didn't put a lot on my plate because I'm not really that hungry right now, but I am going to go ahead and eat this. And I will see you guys in my next video. And just remember to always be grateful because there's someone else doing worse off than you. All right, bye-bye.